Hello everyone, it's me, the Freezing Knight, and welcome back to Knight Productions. Now everyone, today we are going to be making wheat bread from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And yeah, I've been wanting to do this recipe for quite some time because, well, you know, it's bread. I mean, where can you go wrong with bread? You know, you can bring it across Hyrule on your travels and journeys, and, you know, just take a little bit off at a time and eat it. And it's a great snack. It makes for a great snack overall, and it's great to go with all of your delicious, hearty meals. So everyone, without further ado, let's get started. Okay everyone, so the first ingredient that you will be needing is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. The second ingredient that you will be needing is 4.5 cups of whole wheat flour. And the reason that I'm using wheat flour as well is mainly because it looks like a French bread in the picture, but they say that it's a wheat bread in the game. So I'm basically going to be making my own French bread recipe while also adding whole wheat flour. The third ingredient is 2 cups of water, and the fourth ingredient is a little bit of rock salt. That will really give it some flavor. And the fifth ingredient is a 4th cup of water. And everyone, the next ingredient that we will be needing is 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. And then the next ingredient that we will be needing, the most important ingredient of all, 1 tablespoon of dry yeast. And then the final ingredient will be 2 tablespoons of sugar. So those are all the ingredients, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay everyone, now that we have all of our ingredients introduced, we're going to be heading on to make the bread dough. So without further ado, let's do that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is add into a bowl your 1 tablespoon of dry yeast. Add that in along with your 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then your 4th cup of warm water. Add that in and give it a quick stir. I love yeast so much. Lately I've been using yeast in a lot of things. I've been making pizza lately, and I've been making pizza, fry bread. Fry bread is one of my favorite things to make. It's so easy and so good. But I just love yeast overall. It's so interesting. And yeah, you're going to want to let that set off to the side for about 5 minutes. And now we're going to get starting on the dough, like, you know, the main dough. Anyhow, the next thing you're going to want to do is add your 4.5 cups of wheat flour. Wheat flour. Make sure it's wheat flour. And then your 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Give that a quick mix with your hands. And then we're going to be wanting to head on to our 2 cups of water. Add that in. And remember, if there's too much flour or if there's too little flour for you, feel free to add as much flour as you need, or water. In fact, I might have to add a little bit more flour or water into this, in fact. Next thing you're going to want to do is add in your 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. And then, you know, later we're going to be giving it a quick crack of salt, but right now we're going to be mixing all of this in to create the most beautiful dough you have ever seen. So I'm going to be doing that. Okay everyone, I have been mixing and stretching this dough for about 5 minutes, and yes, you are going to want to do this for about 5 minutes. Pizza, that's a lot harder. In fact, I'm glad we did not have to do this as long as you should do with pizza, because you have to stretch pizza for like 30 minutes straight. But anyways, yeah, 5 minutes you're going to want to be stretching and mixing this dough for about 5 minutes straight, and by that time, your yeast should be activated. So just pour that in. And then add your salt. Actually, still a little bit more yeast in there. Anyhow, and you're going to want to add your salt. About, let's go with a teaspoon. Yeah, about a teaspoon. You'll want to crack your salt in. About just a teaspoon of salt. That's about a teaspoon of salt, and now you're going to want to mix the yeast and salt in. And yes, it will be quite gross, but it's not gross. Come on guys, it's food. Also, make sure to wash your hands. You're definitely going to want to wash your hands, especially with this pandemic going around. Okay, so as you can see, I ended up adding a little bit more flour while I was mixing it just to give it more of that nice firm texture that we want. And yeah, we're just going to let this rest for 30 minutes to an hour. I'm going to let it rest an hour because you know I have that time, but if you don't have the time for that, and you just have half an hour, you know, and you want to get it a little bit, you know, done a little bit quicker, then it's fine. You can totally let that rest for 30 minutes, but I'm going to let this rest aside for about an hour. So, yeah, I'm gonna go watch some anime, so, yeah, I'll see you when this completely rises. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you in an hour. Farewell. Okay, everyone, now it has been sitting for about an hour, and let's see how this dough has risen. Has it risen well? Oh, yes. Ah, perfect. Oh, it's very light and airy, and it's, oh, much bigger, and yeah, we're gonna make about 1 to 2 loaves out of this, maybe like 1.5. But yes, we're gonna be making a loaf of bread out of this. So without further ado, let's get on to that. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is grab your dough for your bread, and then you're going to want to separate this into 2 balls, okay? And these will be your 2 loaves of bread. And you're going to want to knead each of these for about 5 minutes, or until, you know, you feel confident, and you could try to knead it for longer, but I'd say just about 5 minutes. So, yeah, I'm going to be kneading this for about 5, painstakingly each for about 5 minutes. So, yeah, I'll see you then. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay, so now that you have kneaded these for 5 minutes, yeah, that was quite some time of kneading, but now we are going to roll. I'm going to put this back in the bowl. We're going to take one, and we are going to basically turn it into like a flat disc. We're going to roll it out into a flat disc. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. In fact, I might get a rolling pin. Okay, so now that you've rolled it out flat, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to roll this up like a burrito, or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, yeah, you're going to want to do that, and then you are going to want to tuck the ends under. Push that down. And, you know, kind of form it into, you're going to want the seam, of course, to be underneath it. And you're going to want to tuck under the ends to give it that nice round shape that we want. So, of course, you want to do that and form it into your beautiful little bread loaf. You know, just kind of shape it as much as you would like. And, yeah. There we go. Shape that into your bread loaf. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, you're going to want to let that off to the side. And, yeah, you're going to want to do this with the other ball of dough that you have, the exact same thing, just repeat it. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So, yeah, I'll see you then. Okay, now that you have done that and tucked all the seams and made you basically just shaped it into the beautiful loaves that you would like, yeah, make sure they're nice and long, and yes, there are your beautiful loaves, and guess what? More waiting. We're going to cover these with a dry towel and let them rest for about another 30 minutes. So, I'm gonna go watch some more anime. Okay, now everyone, I have finally waited another whole 30 minutes, and now that they are completely risen, we can add, and this part is completely optional, but it will make it very nice and shiny. We're going to add some butter onto each loaf. Pour a little, rub it in, and make sure that your hands are washed, okay? Especially with this pandemic that's spreading the nation. You don't want to get sick or anything. So just basically just rub that on, put some butter on the other loaf, rub that on, and this will make it much, much shinier, like very, very nice and shiny, glossy. And then we're going to add some egg whites as well on top. And yeah, we're just going to add some egg whites on top. And that will definitely make it glossier as well. Egg whites there, egg whites there. This will make it very nice and glossy. And then you're going to want to grab a knife after this. In fact, let me just go really quickly grab a knife. And so you're going to want to come back with your knife. And you're going to want to, I know that there are special things for this, but I'm not going to use a special little knife or tool for this. I'm just going to slit three things across it. I'm going to slit three just kind of like little openings across it. That will give it the nice thing that we see in game. And yeah, just kind of give it nice little slits in each piece of bread. About 3, because that's what we see in game. We see three of those. And yeah, we're gonna put these in the oven. So yeah, let's go and do that. Okay, so next you're going to want to come over here with your 2 loaves of bread. And what you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a conventional oven. So yes, we're going to want to do this. And just wait for that to preheat to 375 degrees, and then we'll come back over here and put our bread in. So I'm just going to wait for that to preheat. So, what color is your toothbrush? Mine's blue. Okay, now that it stopped beeping, I can tell you what to do next. Next, you're going to want to open your oven and place your beautiful loaves of bread into your oven. Once you've done that, you are going to set a timer for about 10 minutes. And then after those 10 minutes, I'm going to come back, check on it, and if it needs to be cooked a little longer, then I'll cook it for a little longer. I might cook it for an extra 5 minutes. It depends on really how golden it looks, and it could be different for your bread. So yeah, I'll come back here in about 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay, now that's been in the oven for about 10 minutes, I'm going to look at that, and oh my goodness, that looks really, really nice, really shiny. In fact, let me get that out. Just let me grab some oven mitts so I don't burn my fingers off. Okay. That is looking very, very, very nice. But let's see. That seems a little bit raw to me. So I'm gonna leave that in the oven for about 5 more minutes. So the approximate time is probably going to be about 15 minutes. Let me put that in the oven for about another 5 minutes. Okay, and that's been another 5 minutes. Let's check this beautiful wheat bread. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Let's see. That feels pretty stiff. Okay, I'm going to cut open. Ow. Don't burn yourself as well. Here we are. That looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, so yes. Let's review this bread. Okay, everyone. So basically what I did here is I just, slathered some butter on top to make it much more nice, glossier and shinier. And I just put a small little slab of butter right there, and I am ready to dig in. Guys, this looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to cut this in half and see how it looks on the inside. Oh. Also, everyone, you can let this cool for as long as you'd like. I let it cool for just a little bit to make it a little bit more firm. But guys, that looks beautiful. Now let's cut off a slice. And then we're gonna get a little bit of butter. Just butter that up. Guys, I am so excited to try this. It's gonna be so good. Okay. Actually, no. I want a little more butter there. Don't be shy with the butter, guys. I could have 5 loaves of this. Oh. Also, perfect thing for the pandemic that is crossing the nation. Bread can be stored for quite a while in the freezer and then warmed back up. So yeah, post-apocalyptic food as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. And I'm gonna bring this over to Jesse Head and Preston and all the other fellows over there. Oh, you know, Friday night, all of them. I'm gonna go bring this bread to them over whenever I see them next. But anyways, everyone, thank you for watching this video. And, yeah. Farewell. Everyone, thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, click that bell notification button. That way you will be alerted if I make any other fantastic content just like this. Also, leave a comment down in the comment section below, and, you know, you can tell me if you want me to make any other sort of recipes from Breath of the Wild and bring them to real life. Also, you can, if you have a recipe from, like, one of the older Zelda games, like Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask, my favorite Zelda game of all time. But anyhow, yeah, if you have any other sort of recipes that you'd like me to do, please leave that down in the comment section below. And, yeah, everyone, thank you for watching, making it all the way to the end of this video, and I'll see you next time on Night Productions. Bye!